Today we're going to talk about 5 signs to know if you are oversharing. But before we continue, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Winnie Marita from Your Mind is the Limit community, where we challenge limiting beliefs and grow from the inside out. If this kind of content resonates with you, consider subscribing and become a part of this amazing community. So how will you know if you're oversharing? The first sign is the need to fill the silence. When having a conversation with someone, there's a rhythm to it. You speak, you pause, and allow them to digest what you've just shared. They speak and pause, allowing you to digest what they've just shared. But what happens when you are uncomfortable with silence is that every time there is silence, you will feel the need to fill it. And most of the time, you'll start sharing your personal stories, things that you had not even planned to share with this person. When I used to overshare, one thing that I realized is that I had put a weird responsibility on myself to make every conversation interesting. So I was looking out for opportunities where there was silence, and that is when I would start sharing. And a lot of the times, that was when I would overshare. Learning to get comfortable with silence is one of the skills that is going to help you avoid oversharing. The second sign that you are oversharing or you have overshared is palpable effect. This is an immediate change of mood in an environment. Let's say you're having dinner with colleagues and all of a sudden you start sharing about a story that is emotionally heavy. In the process of sharing, you start crying. That will immediately change the mood in the room because people are having light conversations while enjoying their meals. Now they are uncomfortable because they don't know what to do. Should they give you a handkerchief? Should they comfort you? That is why sharing certain information in the wrong setting puts you at risk of making people uncomfortable because they were not even ready to support you emotionally. In other incidents, people don't even know what to do with the information you've shared with them because maybe you've caught them off guard, they don't have the capacity, or they are simply the wrong people for this message. The third sign is every time you regret after having a conversation about what you shared is a sign that you overshared. The reason we regret after oversharing is because we have shared too much information with someone we have not trusted yet. The other sign that you're oversharing is when you share someone else's secret. This is information that someone shared with you and trusted that you would not tell anyone. So when you find yourself sharing someone else's secret, it is a cue to end that conversation and go home. Or if you're on a phone call, that's the time to cancel the call. In the first place, this information was not supposed to be shared with anyone else, and that's why it's called a secret. We often think that oversharing is about sharing too much information about ourselves, but other times, oversharing can look like sharing other people's information without their permission. For example, when you overshare details about your relationship with people who have not earned your trust or in the wrong setting, you're not only exposing yourself, but you're also exposing the other person because you're sharing their weaknesses and other information that was not meant for everyone. The other sign you are oversharing is that social media knows too much about you. Pay attention to what you post on social media because not everyone who follows you is a friend. When you share too much personal information on social media, you are exposing yourself and possibly putting yourself at risk. Maybe after listening to this video, you've realized that you've been oversharing. So what's next? We are going to look at some of the practical ways to stop oversharing. One of the things that has helped me to overcome oversharing is to decide beforehand what is comfortable for me to share in public and what remains in private. This has helped me to have the balance between being authentic and not oversharing because I have already categorized what is to be shared by who and what is purely private. The other thing is to pause before talking. Every time you're having a conversation, especially when you're about to share personal information, one of the things you can do is to pause before speaking. That gives you time to decide, is this the right audience for this information, or am I in the right setting to share this kind of information? Last but not least is journaling. I know not so many people enjoy journaling, but this has really helped me to overcome oversharing because it allows me to process my emotions and my thoughts. A lot of information that I would have shared with other people, I have dumped them onto paper. I'm not saying that you should stop sharing or you should carry your burdens alone. Have people you can trust and a support system so that when you're having a problem, you have someone you can share these problems with. You don't have to walk alone just because you're trying to stop oversharing. If you've made it this far, I hope you've learned a thing or two about oversharing. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.